It's digestively good for you. Where you hear all the notes and songs about Cokes, food and music evokes Maestro Bistro. Where the rhythm will vamp, whether dry, wet, or damp. It's that main little camp, Maestro
Welcome to the Bistro, everyone. Bistro number 2. We're very happy that you're here, and we're excited to be featuring more of your favorite Maine Fiddle Camp staff members and music with some food interjections and just general shenanigans during your dinner hour here, and kind of bringing a virtual version of Maine Fiddle Camp to you. And I announced that we had a very special surprise food guest on this evening, and so I would like to welcome your very own camp director, Doug Protsik.
Oh, hello everybody. Welcome to our second experimental Maine Fiddle Camp Maestro Bistro. And I've been really so happy with how everything has been progressing with our virtual Maine Fiddle Camp. And it's very exciting. We've got an unbelievable lineup of staff members as well. Like we've got Steve Muse teaching the loons, and Ellen Gawler teaching the herons, and Greg Boardman and Helen Newell and Maggie Robinson all teaching different levels of fiddle. Pam Weeks doing dulcimer, John Pranio harmonica, Carter Logan bluegrass banjo, Jennifer Armstrong old time banjo, Glenn Loper mandolin, Sharon Pine whistle, Stuart Kenny bass, Eric McDonald dadgad guitar, Aidan Boardman and Fred White on regular guitar, voice Bennett Knesny, Mia Bertelli, Kenny Raskin on ukulele, a button accordion Sabine Jocks, piano accordion Chris Bryn, and piano Rochelle Coyne. So unbelievable lineup. I'm just so excited about it.
So Doug, can you clarify? Does that mean that Maine Fiddle Camp is going like virtual, like the full weekend is not? We're not just doing Maestro Bistros and things. We're doing the full camp.
We're doing the full camp, replicating all of the programs that we normally do, June 19th through 21st. The first virtual Maine Fiddle Camp, and part of Maine Fiddle Camp has always been Maestro Bistro, and you've always done a great job of curating that at camp, and so we thought that we'd kick off our experimental virtual Maine Fiddle Camps by having some Maestro Bistros with featuring some of our fabulous staff performers. So I'm really pleased about that. But I also, a big part of Maestro Bistro is we got the maestro part, the wonderful music, but with the bistro part is the food part, and so we always want to have that be part of the show. So that's basically, I'm here as the food guest.
Yeah, so you're in two roles tonight. You're both our camp director, and we're announcing this more and more that we're doing with the virtual Maine Fiddle Camp programming, and you're our special food guest. So we're excited to have you come back a bit later in the show to talk about a bit more about food. But I think maybe let's get on with some music to start off. And as Doug mentioned, food is such an important part of Maine Fiddle Camp, and we have a lot of staff who also like work in the farming communities as well. And our first Maine Fiddle Camp guest is an incredible fiddle player. You'll definitely, if you're a member of the Maine Fiddle Camp community, you'll know her well and her music well. And she also, I think she might have something to say about some farming as well. So here is Ellen Gawler.
And thank you, Neil and Doug, for putting this all together. I've always loved Maestro Bistro. It's an opportunity for staff to just kind of share something that might be a little off the beaten track, or something that's sort of very heartfelt from the different musicians, staff members. So I'll just start out with a couple of tunes. I thought of these tunes. They're the first one's called the Chicago Jig, and the other's called the Chicago Reel. And Chicago is just one city that's been really suffering with the current situation with the pandemic. And so I just want to put this little medley of tunes out there for all the people who have been working so diligently for the health of all the people who've been ill and for all the people that have lost a loved one. So Chicago Jig and Reel, here we go. There you go, a few tunes, and let's see. Next, I'd like to sing a little song. So staying at home for me has meant being able to spend a lot of time in the garden. And you're right about that, Neil. The gardens never looked better. So I'd like to sing a little song that is a seasonal song. I've been thinking about it lately because, well, it's been sort of a late coming spring. 3 snowstorms later, finally spring decides to come. But it's just been especially beautiful watching the trees fill out with the green leaves. And I don't know, for some reason, it's just really kind of struck me in a much deeper way, just being able to slow down and be quiet with the becoming of spring. So this is a little ode to a little spirit we call Jack in the Green. And it's about, I don't know, dancing around the maypole and dressing up in flowers and ribbons, and my all-time favorite thing to do. So here we go. Let's see, we'll find a note. Now winter is over, I'm happy to say, and we're all met again in our ribbons so gay. And we're all met again on the first day of spring to go about dancing with Jack in the Green. Jack in the Green. Jack in the Green, to go about dancing with Jack in the Green. Now Jack in the Green, he's a very strange man. No, he dies every autumn, he's born every spring. And each year on his birthday, we will dance in the streets. And in return, young Jackie will ripen our wheat. Jack in the Green. Jack in the Green, and in return, young Jackie will ripen our wheat. With his jacket he'll cover the trees that are bare, and his mantle will adorn the hillside so fair. And the fields he will sow with the hair of his head, and the wheat it will ripen till old Jack is dead. Jack in the Green. Jack in the Green, and the fields it will ripen till old Jack is dead. Now the sun is half up and betokens the sky, and we're all gathered round in our garlands of flowers. Now let the music and the dancing begin to warm the good heart of young Jack in the Green. Jack in the Green. Jack in the Green, to warm the good heart of young Jack in the Green. Jack in the Green. All righty. I can see people clapping. All right. So I'll just finish out my little set with one more little medley of tunes. Last July, I was able to take a group of my students, 15 of them, and as many parents, to the Shetland Islands. We went and took part in the Folk Frenzy Festival and traveled around the islands, did a few concerts while we were there, and it was huge fun. It was so great. And for me, it was a return trip because I had been there years ago studying with a man named Tommy Anderson, who he basically kept the fiddling tradition in Shetland alive almost single-handedly. He learned tunes from the old timers back in the 1940s, and then 20 years passed, and he turned around and taught them to the children in the 60s. So he was the link. And now Shetland is this huge fiddle-rich place. So while we were there, we traveled through the island of Unst up to Yell to the very tippy top of the Shetland Islands into the North Sea, where there's a bird sanctuary, and we all hiked up into the sanctuary, and there's masses and masses of these nesting birds. And so that reminded me of this tune that was written by Tommy Anderson. It's a descriptive tune written after a seagull named Maas, M-A-A-S. And this bird would spend every day hours and hours and hours just flying into the cliffs and catching the updrafts and going around like this and then coming in, catching the updrafts. And so this circular motion. And so Tommy, he was able to capture this beautiful rhythm in nature with this tune. It's just lovely. And so the bird would come, and then he'd come and just hover over a cliff and put one foot down and then the other. So you'll hear da-dum, da-dum at the end, and that's the bird landing on the cliff. And then I'll just play a few little medley of tunes that we enjoyed playing in Shetland. So here we go. Maz.
Wow, Ellen, thank you so much. That was so beautiful.
There you have it.
Yeah,
I'd love
go
to
ahead.
just extend a huge thank you, Neil, to you and Doug and Bill and Joanne and all the Fiddle Camp staff who have made this all possible. Thank you, thank you.
Well, thank you for taking part and adding so much to the community year after year. We love that. And
Absolutely.
we are excited to be putting on a lot of trying to bring as many different aspects of Fiddle Camp online during these times when we can't all gather together in person. So we're announcing more and more things, and something that just got announced, and I'd like to bring on one of the co-hosts of this thing. Where, in addition to doing Maestro Bistros, we're going to be doing virtual variety shows, and we just announced one and a call for submissions for them, and I wanted to bring on the one of the co-hosts of the new virtual variety show, your favorite, Glenn Loper. Hey, Glenn.
Neil, how's it going?
Hey, good.
Hey.
Good to see you.
Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes, we can.
Better by talking to this? Can you hear me better?
Oh, that sounds a lot better.
Oh, good.
Yeah, the tone quality is much more rich.
Yeah, I read things on Facebook, and sometimes they're right, and sometimes they're not. I just wanted to tell everybody about the virtual variety show. Part of the fun is, at night, if campers want to perform, they can do lots of things. I'm going to put this down right now because it kind of hurts my ear. So if you're a camper and you're watching and you want to join in the fun, if you want to get a few minutes of screen time, please send us a submission. What you would do is you'd record yourself, make a video, and upload it to YouTube. And in the title, you put a hashtag, virtual Maine Fiddle Camp, all one word. And you can do anything. You can play an instrument, you can sing a song, you can juggle, you can dance, you can tell a story, tell a joke, you could do a funny skit, you could do a not funny skit, I know. I've done some of those myself. Show us a cranky, trim your fingernails on a pogo stick. You shouldn't do that, that's not a good idea. But I mean, anything. We'd love to get your submissions. And we're going to create a playlist on YouTube so that we can all share each other's talent. And some things will be selected for a virtual variety show that we're going to put together and show on Saturday night.
So it's Saturday night of the virtual camp. That's June 20th, right?
Yeah.
But the deadline, if people want to be considered to be in the variety show, that was June 1st?
Yeah, June 1st would be great. I've heard June 3rd could possibly work too. There's a couple dates floating around. June 1st, 2nd, 3rd, we'd love to get it.
Yeah, get it up there in early June, and the sooner the better, I imagine.
That's
well,
right.
Thanks, Glenn.
Yeah. It's going to be an hour and a half of me talking into a banana, and you can see how this is working. So
yeah, it's sweet. Fantastic. Thank you for joining us, and really looking forward to that. We have one other guest coming up here before we get to our regularly scheduled musical guest. Another guest to talk about something that's going on with Virtual Maine Fiddle Camp. Tomorrow we have another fiddle workshop, and the host of that workshop is Alden Robinson. Hey, Alden.
Hey, how's it going, Neil?
Pretty good. How are you up there in Bodenham?
Pretty good. Long time no talk.
I know. It's been quite a time. So tell me a little about what you're going to be doing tomorrow.
Well, I'm going to teach a Zoom workshop, not unlike what we're doing now.
Right.
This will be sort of a Loons-esque workshop. Not as nice of a setting necessarily, but still pretty fun. Fewer bugs, less wind, but maybe a little bit less sunshine.
Right. If you wanted to take your iPad out to a lake or a pond at dusk and get bit by bugs, you could do that. Or I don't know, what time is it at, though? Maybe not dusk.
Well, the workshop itself will start at 10:30. I'm going to start the call at 10, so if you want to log on and say hello and ask, other fiddle-related questions or virtual MFC questions or tell a joke or, see if the speakerphone on your banana works, you can do that then. So you join the call anytime after 10.
Great.
To join the workshop, just sign up on the Fiddle Camp website. There should be a link right there.
All right, so Maine Fiddle Camp the main website there, and there should be links right there to sign up for Alden's workshop. Did you want to play us a tune while you're here?
Yeah, I'll play you the tune I'm going to teach. It's this is a jig that I've really liked the last few years. This is called Mrs. Galvin's Jig, and I'll play it a couple times.
Great. Woohoo! Thanks, Alden. That's great. So if you want to learn that tune, get over to the Main Fiddle Camp website, and sign up for Alden's workshop. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I should say that we'll teach the entire tune in the workshop tomorrow and go over fancy twiddly bits and things. So if you haven't had time to learn the tune already, I know that the recording is on the website. Don't feel bad. Come to the workshop and all will be revealed.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for coming on, Alden, and I hope the workshop goes great tomorrow. We're gonna continue on now with our next regularly scheduled musical guest. He's coming to you from a very exquisite venue, very exciting, like beautiful place to play, beautiful instrument to play, and I'm sure he'll tell you more about it. Please make welcome Gordon Peery.
Hi everyone, you can hear me? I'm guessing you can.
Yes.
Thank you. It's really fun to be a part of virtual Maestro Bistro, one of my favorite things that happens at Main Fiddle Camp. And I'm so lucky to be playing tonight from Aldworth Manor, which is this amazing Italian villa in the middle of nowhere in Harrisville, New Hampshire, which is in itself in the middle of nowhere. And it's an private events venue, but also a place where there's some music and other public events, and there's a fabulous restaurant here. So, of course, they're closed now. And I asked Shane Long, the owner, if I might just be able to use the dining room, the performance room, to do this concert tonight, and he agreed. So I'm looking out at a dining room of empty tables and imagining all of you sitting there enjoying your bistro. And so anyway, thank you, Shane, so much for this. Look up thealdworthmanor.com on the internet and you can see what an amazing place this is. I live in Nelson, New Hampshire, which is one town north of here, and as many of you know, Nelson is often considered to be the contra dance capital of the world. And one of the reasons for that is that there's a long legacy over many decades of musicians playing the music and doing things with the music. And one result of that in the middle of the last century was the Nelson Music Collection, published by Newt Toman and Kay Gilbert. And at the time that I started playing this music in the late 1970s, this was actually one of the few sources of written music of these kind of tunes. So I'm going to start with 3 tunes from that tonight. Batchelder's Reel, Ross's Number 4, and then the tune which you hear is called Timur the Tartar, but it's also known as Peter Street. And since I'm playing without the encumbrance, as it were, of a fiddle, I think I'm going to be doing some, having sort of an improvisational escapade. So I have no idea where it's going to go, but hopefully we'll have fun. Well, I had fun. I hope you did too. I'm sort of a newcomer to Maine Fiddle Camp. I just arrived there a couple of summers ago. And so, of course, one of the first things that I wanted to do was a set in Maestro Bistro. And I didn't really know Ellen Gawler at that point, but I could tell that she was a pretty good fiddler. So I asked her if she would play a tune with me, and she said yes. And I said, how about if we play Das Slocket Light, which is a tune by Tom Anderson, who she was just talking about, and it's often considered to be sort of the national anthem of Shetland. And so we played it, and it was lovely, but I didn't know until after we had played it. Ellen told me sort of the story similar to what she just told you, that she had actually spent time in Shetland with Tom, and that song was very close to her heart. So I'll try a little piano version of that now, the Slocket Light, and Ellen, this is for you. Just like it might. Well, I've got one more quick set of tunes here before we move on. Again, thanks to Maine Fiddle Camp, thanks to Doug and Neil and everyone who has been involved with that for so long. As I said, I'm just a newcomer to that, but it's an amazing place. If you have never been to Maine Fiddle Camp and you're listening to this program, get to the website, sign up to be on a newsletter, pay attention to what's going on there. It's an amazing transformational experience. I play lots of different kinds of music, usually as an accompanist. My website is gordonpeerymusic.com if you want to find out more about what I've been doing over the last 40 years or so. As an accompanist, I've gotten to play with the best fiddlers in the world, and it's just a wonderful thing, as well as some jazz and blues and rock and roll. So it's all there on my website. And so I'm going to close with the first tune is by Turlough O'Carolan, who was a 17th century blind Irish harper that went around the Irish countryside writing tunes for his patrons and usually naming them after them. A lot of the tunes show up in the contradance repertoire as waltzes, but he also wrote a few tunes that have sort of a Baroque flavor to it, and he was really influenced by some of the Italian Baroque composers. And this is in that category. It's called Carolan's Concerto. And then I'll sort of morph from that into another piece that is kind of a tribute to one of my other favorite segments of Maine Fiddle Camp, which is the Great Horned Orchestra. Thank you.
Whew, thanks, Gordon. That was fantastic. Thanks for being part of this. We are going to move over now, as we do each bistro. I'm saying this on the second virtual bistro, but we're planning to have this as a thing every time. We're going to have our featured food guest, which I sort of previewed at the beginning here. But I am excited to bring you all into his kitchen to hear some wisdom on food and many other things. Here is your fearless leader and special food guest, Doug Protsik. Hey, Doug, can you unmute yourself? Hey, Doug, can you unmute yourself? There we go.
Oh, sorry about that. Hello, Maine Fiddle Campers. One of the favorite foods at Maine Fiddle Camp that has been one of my favorite foods for many years is popcorn. It's become a real tradition in field camp. So I'm going to show you what I have for popcorn. Almost every night, I start off with some olive oil, like we do organic olive oil, like we have at Maine Fiddle Camp. And I buy organic popcorn, like we do at Maine Fiddle Camp, 25 pounds, always organic, sometimes grown in Maine. And we like one of our philosophies at Maine Fiddle Camp is to have homegrown, much locally produced food as possible. I love using the whirly pop. I don't like the air dry popcorn. I like the old-fashioned popcorn that I grew up with. And at Maine Fiddle Camp, when we weren't using the whirly pops, which in my case I have a stainless steel one. You can get aluminum ones, but I really like the stainless steel one. So either we use this or an automated movie theater type popcorn popper. And every night we have popcorn at Maine Fiddle Camp. I've always loved popcorn my whole life. And years ago, in 1978, I composed a schottisch called the Popcorn Schottisch. And if I'm not mistaken, Neil, is that what I hear playing there?
I mean, it sounds pretty like popcorn to me.
There we go. That's the Popcorn Schottisch recorded on the Old Grey Goose recording from Folkways Records, 1978. Now available at the Library of Congress. So on the liner notes, there's a testament to my devotion to popcorn, because it says that I was in the schottisch dance itself. To me, is a hoppy dance. It's a poppy, so it's the hop of the schottisch and the pop of the corn that make the popcorn schottisch. And so the other thing that it says on the liner notes is that it's a staple of my diet, and it always has been. Now, you know, at Fiddle Camp, our philosophy is to have really healthy food, fresh food, locally grown food. Requires lots of work and preparation with good food. So we have volunteers come in the kitchen and help us, and that helps to make for high quality food, but keeping the cost down because we use a lot of volunteers. Oh, it's popping up a storm now. It's really popping. I've got the whirly going, and oh, it's exciting. I eat popcorn almost every night. It's the healthy snack. You know, we like to keep everything healthy at Fiddle Camp. Oh, I've got a little overflow here. It's coming, so I got to empty it out a little. Whoa, almost out of control. There we go. A little bit more. The thing about the whirly pop is it gets every single kernel. I guarantee you, every single kernel is popped with the whirly pop. I got my hands greasy, and so there's the popcorn for me. And I just put on regular sea salt. With the olive oil is all I need. And then there's a lot of information these days about the not so healthiness of seed oils. Any oil that's made from a seed is a modern kind of oil that they only invented since like the 40s. So going with a non-seed oil like olive oil is really a great idea. And oh my goodness, that popcorn schottisch! Could you turn that up, Neil? I feel like demonstrating a little schottisch dance in here. The schottisch was there it is. The schottisch is a Scandinavian dance brought over by the Scandinavian settlers in Maine, and we always included it in our old-time country dances, even back in the early 70s when we first started doing them. We always had schottisch. Sharon, would you like to demonstrate the schottisch with me? Sharon? Oh, hey, here's Sharon Pine, everybody. We're going to dance the schottisch for you. One, right, really gets us in the mood here for eating popcorn, and also for the old time barn dance that we're going to have at Virtual Maine Fiddle Camp. That's one of our favorite parts of the program. So we'll be playing a schottisch at the old time barn dance at the coming up Virtual Maine Fiddle Camp. So look forward to dancing the schottisch and maybe eating some popcorn that night.
Yeah, so Doug, there's even going to be a barn dance from everyone's own homes. That's amazing.
There is. We're going to have a barn dance Saturday night like we normally do. And it'll be for everybody. If there's only one person in your household, it'll work. If there's 2 people, that'll work. If there's 3 people, it'll work. If there's 4, it'll work for everybody. We'll just make it work. And you can join along with the either play or dance. And we're hoping to have maybe 1 or 2 dancers on the screen as well.
That's amazing.
To sort of show how the dancing is going.
Great. Well, thank you, Doug, for being our special food guest today and featuring all the popcorn. That's such a big presence at Fiddle Camp. If you're excited about seeing the barn dance, checking out all the workshops and everything else, you should definitely head over to the Maine Fiddle Camp website or follow along on the Facebook page, keep track on the YouTube channel. We're going to be announcing, and definitely sign up for the Maine Fiddle Camp newsletter if you're not already on that list. You'll get all the information about everything that's coming up. And if you want to support Maine Fiddle Camp in organizing all of this programming, there is a donation link. It should be right in the description, whether you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube. It should be right in the description to your video. There's a link there to donate to Fiddle Camp on PayPal and help support all of the programming that Maine Fiddle Camp is going to be doing this summer as part of Virtual Maine Fiddle Camp. So we have one more special music guest for the evening to finish off your dinner with, or if you're already done, you can do your dishes to the music. And most of our musical acts have to play solo because we're all stuck social distancing away from each other. But every now and then we get some who are part of the same household, and so we're very lucky to get one of my favorite duos from Fiddle Camp. Please make welcome Dave Surette and Susie Burke. And if you could unmute yourself, that would be great.
Is that
There
good?
we go. That's good. Perfect.
All right.
Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. What a pleasure to be part of this Maestro Bistro, and what a pleasure to be part of Maine Fiddle Camp.
Yes.
We were just saying when watching Doug make popcorn, just how lucky we feel that we ever got hooked up with this gang of people and this place. And the first song we're going to do is a song by Bruce Coburn that we wanted to do it because it actually is kind of reminiscent of the first time, maybe 15 years ago, that we drove down the road to Maine Fiddle Camp. And it's just got that feeling of going to the country. And so we send this out to all our Maine Fiddle Camp pals.
Cows hanging out under spreading tree. Soon they're gone behind the sign. White letters pointing to a long white line, and I'm going to the country. Oh, la 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 la. I'm going to the country. Sunshine, smile on me. I can smell the grass growing in the field. The wind in my hair tells me how it feels. Farmhouse, silver roof flashing by. a truck says goodbye with a sigh, and I'm going to the country. Oh, la 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 la. I'm going to the country, sunshine, smile on me. Birds sing and I'm singing in my bones. Doesn't much matter now where I'm going. Get when I get there is what I'll do. If I get enough, I'll give some to you. And I'm going to the country. Oh, happy as can be. I'm going to the country. Sunshine, smile on me. I'm going to the country. Sunshine, smile on me. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. La, 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 that great feeling of driving down the road, heading into Montville and to the main fiddle camp. Oh, Capo 3. Thanks for reminding me.
Maestro Bistro, c'est l'endroit pour la musique, pour la bonne nourriture, la cuisine. Donc, we're going to play for you a tune of a French inspiration, quoi.
His name is Surette, after all.
This is a little mandolin number that I came up with, and it kind of has a Breton A part and a more bluegrassy B part. So I was hunting around for a tune title, one of the hardest parts of finishing a tune, of course, coming up with the title. So at first it had the preliminary title of Breton Grass, which is not a good title at all. And then Susie, stroke of genius, ended up with the idea to call it Foie de Grasse. So we present it to you. Merci beaucoup,
Merci
mes amis.
beaucoup, yay. It's really hard that we're not going to be able to see each other in real life, as a niece of my friend asked, can I see you in real life? We can't see each other in real life, but this is pretty good. This is a nice feeling. So this is a song that seems appropriate for the time. I liked what Ellen was saying early on about there's a lot of hard stuff going on out there. This is a song by Katie Curtis and Mark Arelli. Nice little reminder of just the continuum of time and just our place in it. We are passing this world on to our kids from the moment that they crawl out of their cribs. And we try to teach them well and let them know that they are loved. But in the end, all we can do is hope our best is good enough. For they'll witness how this world can be so beautiful and cruel. We can't shelter them forever, but if we show them all the tools, they just might leave this place in better shape than me and you. We are only passing through. Passing through, passing through. We are only passing through, passing through, passing through. We are only passing through. Now we've been watching this world from our living rooms, and it's been 50 years since we walked on the moon. Big blue ball keeps shrinking, and I don't know if that's good. But for better or for worse, now this whole world's our neighborhood. And there's no place left to run to where we can stay above the fray. We all have to learn to get along and not just get our way. Not only for ourselves, but for our children's children too. We are only passing through. Passing through, passing through. We are only passing through, passing through, passing through. We are only passing through. Sometimes what will I pass on, and how much can one voice do with just a song? Sometimes indifference and injustice, they're the only things I see, but I refuse to let my hope become the latest casualty. So I will sing of truth and love, I will try to practice what I preach, and if I can't change the world, I'll change the world within my reach. What better place to start than here and now with me and you? We are only passing through, passing through, passing through. We are only passing through, passing through, passing through. We are only passing through. We are only passing through. Hey there, gang. Nice to see you all. Nice to sing Yeah. We'll do the best we can while we can.
We haven't had our dinner yet, so
We're
hopefully
hungry.
when we get home, both of our girls are with us now, so we got a full household, and we've had some very nice family meals together, so looking forward to that. I'm not like hinting or anything, Issa and Juliana, but if you are watching, check the timing and everything. We're gonna do one of Susie's songs now. I think it's got some resilience and grit to it that we're all certainly in need of these days.
Yeah, and we should have said on the last one, I mean, hopefully some of you Maine fiddlers or anybody, of course it's Maine Fiddle Camp Maestro Bistro, but it's open to the world. And anybody, I should have said to sing along on that last one. It certainly had a singable chorus. If you're inclined, this song can work kind of as a call and response if you're so inclined, but it also works just to listen to. And it sounds better if it's in tune.
I think in terms of food pairings, I think garbanzo beans would go nice with this song, don't you think? That's what I think.
David loves garbanzo beans. He can't get enough. Is there something that I missed in that, or just kind of he's just angling for Issa and Juliana to make a garbanzo bean stew? That's what it is. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, we do a lot of singing at Maine Fiddle Camp. You gotta push that wheel. You gotta move it along. You gotta push that wheel and watch your back grow strong. And if you push that wheel while you're singing a song, you'll make the work day roll. You'll move the work along. You gotta share your woe in the light of day. You know sorrow will grow if you hide it away. And if one soul hears, if even just one soul cares, you have an easier load because you share that load. Sing your song, sing it loud and clear. Come on, sing your song, let the whole world hear. And when the people sing, you got the golden ring. Nothing like them singing along. We all feel so strong. All right.
Thank you, folks. Well, we've got one more quick little number.
We wish everybody the absolute best for the rest of the summer, and hang in there for, join some of this stuff if you've never done a Maine Fiddle Camp thing or any kind of music camp. There's other music camps that are happening in a virtual kind of way. Check it out. It's a pretty fun time. As David said, he's had some new students, people who are just home and have more time on their hands and want to pick up an instrument. We're both doing some Zoom teaching, and it's been good. It's been good.
And Maine Fiddle Camp's been certainly a big part of our musical lives for, I don't know, must be almost 15 years now, and our whole family. And
for our family, for sure. For our girls, big part.
And it's great to be part of an extended musical family, too. So, love to you all.
Yes, indeed. So here's a song that you can definitely sing along. This is a, I know a lot of you know this. It's a Longfellow poem set to music by Lotus Dickey. It's called The Psalm of Life. And David's going to get out has that big bouzouki here. Yeah. Wish I could hear you, Ellen. We'd sing together. Tell me not in mournful numbers, life is but an empty dream. For the soul is dead that slumbers, and things are not what they seem. Life is real, life is earnest, and the grave is not its goal. Dust thou art, to dust returnest, was not spoken of the soul. Lives of all great souls remind us we can make this life sublime, and in parting leave behind us footprints on the sands of time. Life is real, life is earnest, and the grave is not its goal. Dust thou art, to dust returnest, was not spoken of the soul. Footprints that perhaps another, sailing o'er life's solemn main, a forlorn and shipwrecked brother may see and take heart again. Life is real, life is earnest, and the grave is not its goal. Dust thou art, to dust returnest, was not spoken of the soul. Oh, let us then be up and doing, with a heart for any fate, still achieving, still pursuing, learn to labor and to wait. Life is real, life is earnest, and the grave is not its goal. Dust thou art, to dust returnest, was not spoken of the soul. Life is real, life is earnest, and the grave is not its goal. Dust thou art, to dust returnest, was not spoken of the soul.
Thank you so much, Dave and Susie. That's fantastic and beautiful. Thanks for playing for us.
Neil, thank you.
Thanks for having
Our
us,
pleasure.
Neil, Doug, and all of our pals out there. Thank you so much. We're going to go have some popcorn.
Enjoy. And all of you at home, you should make yourself some popcorn as well. Well, Doug, what do you say? What do you think of the show?
Oh, I think it was an enormous success once again. Congratulations, Neil. You pulled it off once again magnificently. All the performers sounded great. I really enjoyed it. You know, it's a viable alternative, this type of communication, and so I think the virtual Maine Fiddle Camp is going to be a lot of fun, and I hope everybody just comes and joins us.
Yeah, I'm excited about all the new things that keep getting announced that are going to happen as part of virtual Maine Fiddle Camp, and I hope you all check out the website and see what's going on with that. Stay in touch with us about that. A huge thank you to all of our guests, Ellen Gawler, Gordon Peery, Dave and Susie, and then also to our special surprise guests, Alden Robinson, whose workshop tomorrow you should definitely check out, and Glenn Loper for the variety show, which if you're inclined to make a video and hashtag it as Virtual Maine Fiddle Camp, you might just end up in a variety show. Yeah, what do you... Are you going to be in the variety show at all, you think, Doug?
Well, I think it's possible. It's possible. We're going to be doing a combination of live streaming and video performances. So you'll see a lot of me and hopefully a lot of the other wonderful staff and campers too. It's going to be a great opportunity for the campers to perform. We're developing virtual ensembles, and some of the workshops are actually going to be able to perform just like they do at Fiddle Camp, only virtually with together. We're going to do a bunch of video editing, and we're going to have a whole lot of fun. We've got some great, talented, technical musician type people helping us. So it's really coming around, and this Maestro Bistro is a real example of how effective this kind of thing can be. I really did enjoy everybody's performance. I mean, audio isn't always the great, but the spirit is there.
Well, you know, we get to hear the great tunes and great ideas that people are playing, and we get to connect around the world with all the music community, even from our own home. So it's really a great thing. And I do want to mention, as a result of that, we're going to be doing another bistro as part of the actual weekend, the full virtual Maine Fiddle Camp weekend. So on Saturday evening, that's June 20th, we're going to be having another Maestro Bistro at dinner time. And I just finished confirming that we'll have Eric McDonald on that one, and Lisa Schneckenberger and Corey DeMario, and T. Akadi as well. So a bunch of Maine Fiddle Camp favorites coming back that evening. Is going to be a rockin' show. So I hope to see you there and at the whole weekend as well. And thank you so much for watching. Thanks, Doug, for being the special food guest as well. And I think we're going to send you away with a little bit of our theme song. And yeah, take care, everybody, and good night.